Hello and welcome to my home, and welcome to my sacred space that I've prepared for us today. I'm Olivia, and this is Tarot and Coffee with Olivia, here to do your daily pick a card. I really appreciate you guys being here for many reasons. One of the main ones being that I really feel a connection with you. I really do. When as I'm preparing, part of what I do is meditation, and right before after I open my eyes from meditation and do a little stretching, I close my eyes again and I imagine a knock at my door. And I've just gotten the coffee ready, maybe even tea if that's what you like. And I open the door and you're there. I really do this. This is, and it really makes it very, very intimate and real to me, this connection that we have. So when I say I appreciate you, I really do. So if you've never done a tarot pick a card, it's easy to do. What I've done is I've selected some card toppers. These are some of my very favorites. If you've watched these videos before, you know these are some of my very favorites because I will use them fairly frequently. The first one is our tiger eye. I'm going to show them to you up close. And just so you know, I do put timestamps in the description of this video. I'm going to start putting them in the comments as well, if that helps. Let me know. Give me a yes or no to leaving timestamps in the comments as well. The next one we have is our selenite. And some people do call that selenite. I have a daughter named Selene, and we pronounce the E's as E's, and that's why I will call that selenite forever. Forever. No matter what you say. Nobody has said anything. This is the gorgeous and beautiful copper ore. And last but not least, desert selenite. Okay, so what you're to do is to pick out your card by picking out your card topper. Just pick what resonates with you and leave the rest. And these aren't for you to make life-altering decisions or changes in your life based on these pick a cards. This is really just one card. If you want to get more into what's really going on, then you can definitely book an appointment with me. It's easy to do. I've got all that in the description of this video as well. Now, if you need a little more time to go over these or figure out which card that you're really interested in picking, you can go ahead and take that time. I'm going to have a little sip of coffee. And if you like, you can pause the video, and that way you can take all the time you need. Otherwise, you do have a minute to go ahead and pick your card. Oh, very good, very good, very good. Okay, so I hope you had a chance to pick your card, because I'm going to go ahead and let's see what is under our tiger eye. Let me show it to you up close. The Nine of Rods. So as you can see, she looks to be in a bit of a defensive stance. I want you to know she's not scared. She's just ready. So sometimes this card is kind of a seek and find for you. Seek and find your vision. Where is your heart? It's for you to decide. Pay attention. Be alert. When I say those things, that is because she is in this defensive mode, or they are in this defensive mode. I will say the cards do project male and female, but that's about energies, not about parts. Okay, so at any rate, one of the things that this card reminds me of is the Gavin DeBecker book, The Gift of Fear. And I'm just going to mention that, leave it there. I'll put it in the description of this video so you don't have to rewind if you want to go get that book. But she is trusting her gut, first of all. And she's paying attention to what's going on around her, because that is really the two main things that you need when you're out in the world. So this is also about, while you're paying attention to what's going around you and seeking your vision, it's about how do you seek that vision. One thing that is a really, I want to say key, is to get rid of what you don't need. Thrust off old habits. Whatever you've been doing, change it up. Cast off your suppositions, especially false boundaries, like, oh, I could never do that. That's not what this is about. This is about what you can do, not only what you can do, but what you would like to do, what you would love to do. So get involved in new experiences. And that is a good way to figure that out. Change the scene. Pay attention, but change the scene. So let's go ahead and see what we have under the selenite. I'm going to show it to you up close. And you have the 7 of rods. So it's really interesting. We do have, I will say, more than a couple of rods in this reading. So this one was the 9 of rods. This one is the 7 of rods. You can already see a big difference, even though they are very similar. Rather than standing in defense, this figure is occupying his space. And what else is he doing? He's building his boundary. He's creating a fence. He's building something. It doesn't have to be a fence. That's just how it's depicted here. And he's often doing the same repetitious movements over and over again in order to build that fence. So the 7 of rods is more about keeping going. Through deliberate repetition, you will succeed. What you do is what you get. That's what I like to call this card. So if you're wanting to build a fence and that's what you're building, you're on the right track. If what you're building doesn't resemble what you were hoping for, then it's time to look that over. But really, for the most part, the 7 of rods is pretty certain that they are on the right path. So you are most likely building that fence metaphorically, not necessarily a literal fence. Could be, though. Could be. All right, let's look under the Chalcopyrite. I kind of want to show them again, but we already looked at them earlier. So, uh-oh, this card's difficult to pick up. Here we go. There we go. The 2 of rods. I'll show it up close. So, the 2 of rods. Rods are all about energies. Sometimes I think of them as wands. Sometimes I think of them as tools in order to do your work. Sometimes I think of them as people, like each rod is a person. You're working with that person's energies. With this particular, with the 2 of rods, I see someone, it's possibly a choice, but we'll get back to that. What I see this person doing with 2 separate energies is making them work together in order to give him a better vantage point, a higher point of view. He's balancing those energies, and they're working together. What do they call that? Synergistically, in order to raise him up. So, what are we talking about? Perspective. I said we would talk about that it could be possible choices. So this could be something within yourself, an inner struggle. A real common one is a struggle between base behaviors on one side and maybe intellectual or spiritual behaviors on the other side. So a struggle between those two, but that's not usually how I see it. Sometimes I do see it as a choice of something on the outside. Basically, either energy will do well, or you might have a choice of two jobs coming if you're asking about jobs. So, yeah, so this really just, to me, has to do with a particular, I'd like to say it's almost like going up on the roof of a building and looking down. Your vantage point, but you've used energies in order to do that. It could be you had to get someone to let you use their key to get up there, and then someone else came with you and were your sounding board while you... Well, I'm making up stories now. I think you got the gist of that. I do like to make up stories. Once upon a time, there was a rose selenite rolling around in the desert. Once upon a time, there was the Nine of Cups. It is a very celebratory card. However, I did draw this in reverse, so it has a little warning with it, okay? So this is all about family and enjoyment. It's also can be about overindulging, drinking too much, eating too much. That's part of the negative part of it. Also, one of the things that I really think about when I see this card is drama, that kind of energy, like not the good kind of drama, but the spilling out of pain and misfortune, and the expectation of someone needing to come fulfill, someone coming needing to fix that, when peace comes from yourself. Peace and harmony come from within. Drama isn't necessary, and it would be good to remember that it's not all about you, and you are not the only one who has been through what it is that you are going through. So it's really more, that sounds real fussy. It's a lot about self-care, and I feel like I've put too much into this card. Let's go back and make it simple, okay? Let's leave it as enjoy what you have, enjoy everything you have, but don't overindulge. Let's just leave it at that. And that means overindulging in emotions. That is one of the interpretations I read. I'm not sure how to present that, so I kind of want to just, if it resonates with you, go ahead and take it. However, I am a strong believer in feeling your emotions. I am a strong believer in letting other people help you out when you need it. So it's hard for me to read the interpretation that I read. That's where I'm going from there. That's why I was all stumbly and confusing there at first, because I was trying to go by my notes that I got from a couple of different books, and I really feel like it's much simpler than what was going on there. Okay, so now that we've come to the end, give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you at least found something to take with you, even if it was just, hey, we had a nice visit today. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't make life-altering choices or decisions. Do connect with me, and I really look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thank you. Love you.